I'm Kevin O'Connor. I work with a team at this old house that rebuilds old homes. I'm on a trip to meet another team. Most of them spent years volunteering to serve their country. Now, they volunteer to rebuild lives. When people run away from disaster, these are the men and women who run towards it. Their mission is to help the neediest. They call themselves Team Rubicon. Over the last 6 months, Team Rubicon has launched 200 disaster response operations across the country. I deployed 9 times, from Southwest Florida to Northeast California. We helped survivors of hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, and king tides. It's about time for me to get back to my day job, hosting This Old House and Ask This Old House. But I'm being called for one more deployment before I take a break from TR. In recent months, California has been hit by freak blizzards and a phenomenon called atmospheric rivers. It happened again in March when an avalanche of rain overwhelmed the Pajaro River and broke through a levee. Team Rubicon launched Operation Downriver Pajaro, and here I am at the morning meeting.
Morning. So, tool modifications. Do them if you need it. Let's go out and get shit done.
Today's job is, you guessed it, mucking. Chris is our team leader.
Lower cabinets, those are coming out. Keep your mask on. It's still slick. Be careful.
Apparently the homeowners live up front. This was the tenants unit. The homeowners told us that everything in here has been abandoned, so it's all going out. A lot of mud on the floor, slippery, shoveling that up, carrying it out, and then just starting to move the debris to the curb. So our job is just to pile it near the dumpster. Someone else will sort it, and then we'll reassess.
Chuck Crawford is a gray shirt on our team. He served in the Army, and then for years was an insurance adjuster dealing with disasters.
Unfortunately, since it's a surface water intrusion, it's really not a covered event on your homeowner's policy. So unless they had flood insurance, they're kind of stuck. Right now, what we're doing is many thousands of dollars of work.
Chuck didn't like giving people bad news. There was one couple that really got to him.
It was a water claim, and it got in a person's basement. They had carpet and some things, and they were trying to pull it, and he was trying to pull it by himself. And, you know, you sit there and you looking at his wife, she's pregnant. I'm writing the denial letter saying there's no coverage for it, and he's tugging and pulling us. So I circled back around after hours and came and just helped him rip up the carpet and roll it up and take it out of there.
So did any of that experience sort of lead you to TR?
Well, yeah, that and the earthquake in Haiti back in 2010, that's when I first got the itch that I need to do something. So I went over in 2010. Same time the founders of Team Rubicon were over there too. And then years after that, I took early retirement from the insurance company and then saw the story about those guys, Team Rubicon.
About halfway through the day, and I'm just starting to realize it's been a couple deployments since I have mucked out. It's still as nasty as I remember it. The smell, the mildew. Here's the thin layer of silt on everything, so we're slipping and sliding, and I don't even know how we're gonna get these floors clean.
Volunteers like Chuck are what bring me back to these deployments. They work hard to help others, and it's the work and that assistance that gives them pride.
When I put on my gray shirt, it means that we're gonna get some stuff done. We take on the challenges. Sometimes it looks like it's something we can't do, but we get into it. We're all like-minded, and we get after it. We get it done.
When I became a gray shirt, we were going into what Team Rubicon calls the blue sky period of the year. Hurricane season is over, tornadoes aren't as frequent, and the cold reduces the risk of floods. Now we're heading into what TR calls the gray sky season. It could be very challenging.
The weather extremes here in California are part of an ongoing cycle. Extreme drought gives way to atmospheric rivers that drop tremendous amounts of rain and snow. Extreme dry is replaced by extreme wet. And I think there are more extremes to come. All of that snow up in the mountains, over 700 inches of it in some places, well, that is a frozen reservoir. And soon it's going to start to melt and probably continue to flood these valleys. Even these fields, which were once brown and parched, well, now look at them. They are green and lush thanks to all of that rain. But when the heat and the hot winds of the summer come, all of this could go brown again. And this could become record amounts of fuel for a potentially epic fire season.
Early on, we can start to take a good educated guess about how the season might shape up.
Eric Fisher studies weather trends as chief meteorologist for WBZ. He's looking ahead to gray skies.
This year we have some conflicting factors. There's two things that are working against each other a little bit. One, we have El Nino coming on. El Nino tends to bring down hurricane activity in the Atlantic side. At the same time, we have a really warm Atlantic Ocean right now, where we tend to see hurricanes form. That suggests it's going to be a busy season. An average year might be 14 named storms, so named storm being a tropical storm or higher. The prediction that we've seen from Colorado State this early stage in the season is 13 named storms. So we're in the ballpark, with 6 of them becoming hurricanes and 2 of them becoming major hurricanes, which is Category 3 or stronger. It's almost impossible to say, going into a season, are you going to see a Category 5 hurricane form close to the U.S. coastline? You could make an educated guess, but conditions all have to come together, and those top-tier storms are very rare. We don't see a lot of them making landfall in the United States.
For Team Rubicon, tornadoes played a big role so far this year.
We have seen a much worse tornado season than usual up to this point. We've had a number of tornadoes. We've had some violent tornadoes. We've had a lot of tornado-related deaths, unfortunately, so far this season. So what we might look for as we head into summertime is for that zone to creep. It starts in the south, and then it starts to move toward a more traditional tornado alley, more toward the plains. So we'll watch the zone that's the most active make its way northward as the season heats up.
It's important to prepare for the worst-case scenario, whether it's hurricanes, wildfires, or tornadoes.
What roads would we have to take? What supplies should we have in the house? Building codes can make a big difference, and it is some money up front, but at the end of the day, it's a lot less headache after a storm.
The cycle continues, year after year. And TR will continue their work as well. They'll continue their fire mitigation, their flood cleanup, and I don't think that there's going to be anything average about the work coming TR's way. As gray shirts go, I am still very new. But over the last 6 months, I have learned a lot, I have seen a lot, and now I have got a lot to reflect on. I didn't quite know what to expect when I became a gray shirt. Actually pretty fired up for it. See the complete ruin of people's lives and their personal possessions when you're in areas where there's been loss of life. And I wasn't expecting the intensity of the work. Although that turned out to be actually a highlight. One of their core values is to get shit done. They're not kidding. Their primary goal is to help other people. People who have had their worst day and have been in really tough situations.
You just don't know. Is there anything left?
With so much damage and debris everywhere, I don't want to live through that again.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what we're here for.
There's an intensity to the personal side of it as well that I was not expecting.
I don't even know why I cry at this all the time. I feel like such a punk.
When I put this shirt on, it means I'm coming out and I'm bringing gray shirts with me. And you don't have to worry.
Some of it was hard, but all of it was terrific.
So thank you guys for
I'm an
coming
Irish
with
guy
me.
from New England, so I'm very uncomfortable right now.
I wasn't much of a hugger. I'm becoming one.
I'm warming up to it now.
So, yeah, transformation, 6-month transformation.
Stay dry, right?
I personally started off by mucking out homes. And one of the most striking things about some of those early jobs is when you realize that you're the first people to show up to help these people out.
I've been told that people were coming. Well, the help didn't come. And you guys are the first people that have helped me.
I've come to realize that the feeling that people have of being forgotten could possibly be one of the worst feelings you could have.
We feel like forgotten.
So I don't think it's much about the mucking so much it is about the showing up and letting them know somebody's got their back. That make you feel good?
Yes.
You,
Yes.
you are immediately confronted by a wave of strangers. And it's remarkable how quickly those strangers become your friends.
We have, including you, 6 people on our team.
So 5.5?
Good working with a couple kick-ass civilians.
I'm on your team
It's my
now.
claim to fame with tarping. Is like I came up with the 2 rows.
Oh, you were the one who came up with it?
Yeah.
Jen Walker, one of the first strike team leaders that I had. Jen was in high school and was going to the library and ended up in the Army.
Yeah, I walked by the library and ended up in the military.
And then she's just dives into a life of service. You ride with someone like that and you hear their story and you see their smile and their laugh and you're just empowered. You're just like, damn, I just want to work next to a person like that.
Run the flashing over it.
Use it to our advantage.
You bumped in people like that everywhere.
Hey, Art.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. Hello, Kevin. Norman. Norman, are you the IC? I am.
Hey, Doug, looks like I got assigned to you after all. You meet a husband and wife team, and you learn that, you know, it was Colleen who deployed first, and her husband's Doug, like, what?
I thought she was crazy.
And next thing you know, she's dragging her husband onto a deployment, and they're working side by side.
You believe we haven't fought all week? We really haven't.
How's that feel? Feels really good.
They're grateful to the point of tears that they're able to help.
Thanks, Clarence. Yep. Hey, good morning.
Met a guy
I'm Craig, or you can call me Cooper.
who I worked next to, Sawyer, and on a very big job.
So this site just gets better and better.
Right.
And it was also my first day of me with a chainsaw after my class. We got to work together. Then you hear his story, and you hear about how he was living out of his car for a while.
My address was 69 Firebird.
And it was his father who said something I'll never forget.
Service to man and community never ends.
It affected Cooper, and it affected me too. And best I could tell, it changed Cooper's life. And he was, boom, in the TR, and he got right back into the business of serving others.
So gray shirt for life?
Absolutely. As long as I can.
That's what it's about. Helping these people, helping these communities, serving.
Oh, thank you again.
You guys have been fantastic.
I love you guys.
You kind of know you're having a profound effect on homeowners' lives, but every once in a while you're reminded just how profound that effect is. And we were down in Florida mucking. In fact, I was mucking with Art Dela Cruz, the CEO of the organization. Does not surprise me that I'm mucking. But you're the CEO of the organization, Art. And they put you on a mucking team?
Yeah, mucking is a important job.
Here we go.
You know, we're mucking out a house for 2 veterans. And what is sort of hot, hard work on a dime becomes emotional work. When your co-worker is able to reach in and find some service medals.
We got some of your medals here, too.
Oh, wow.
Don't mean anything to me. I can't figure them out. He knows exactly what they are. and to hand Robin, I believe it was an Army pin that was her father's,
That's my father's when he was in the Army.
and watch the effect of how the mundane task of mucking can be so impactful for people who have just lost everything except for the few things that you were able to pull out of the pile and save for them.
We thank you guys.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Never forget it.
I can assure you at that moment, you do not feel the heat or the sweat or smell the stink.
I want to hug you.
You can. You can do that if you want. As a father, I wanted to share this experience. So I asked my son Luke to join me. He jumped at the opportunity after he turned 18, and before you know it, you've got a week with your kid.
This is a little different than the stuff we've worked on in the yard, right?
You think? And you're working next to each other, and you're tired, and it's great. And you're watching him work, and when people come up to you at the end of the day, and they say something about your kid. Well, I had a lot of people come up to me quietly and pull me aside and say, hey, just want to tell you, he's a good kid. He worked hard. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when someone tells you your kid's okay. Steal a line from Jen, I feel like a punk.
Mucking, Alice, go, boy, speak.
Somebody handed me a gray shirt, and I put my name on it 6 months ago, and you know, back then it meant I was on the team. 6 months later, it means so much more.
I've never felt a palm.
Hello, thank you.
One of the most humbling experiences for me was being recognized by somebody for doing a good job.
We had one gray shirt in particular who was brand new to our team and brand new to the organization that stood out.
So, Kevin, come on up. This is a symbol of recognition, and your responsibility now is to pass this on to somebody else. So, welcome to the tribe.
When I was working next to a guy who was so much more worthy of that recognition than me. You got a guy like Dean Wagner who has given and had stuff taken, who has fallen and gotten back up, and he works next to you, and he's got your back, and then you get recognized. You're like, nah, I don't deserve this at all. He does. But then he tells you, no, you do. You definitely do. And just pass it on. Then it's okay. And so you do. So you pass it on.
We had one gray shirt who was brand new to our team that stood out.
First deployment, his particular gray shirt earned his shirt today.
That challenge coin I was given on my first deployment has been an honor and a burden for me these 6 months. I think the honor is self-evident. The burden, well, that's Solomon's choice. Who, among a literal army of giving, compassionate, get-shit-done volunteers, stands out? I was told to pass it on. Tonight is my last campfire for a while. I just wanted to, recognize somebody. This person is one of the first people I met on my first deployment with TR. I remember when that coin was given to me the very next day, as I processed it, like, oh no, I gotta figure out who is worthy of something that was very important to me. But I have since deployed with this person several times and have learned a lot about them. And just recently, when I came to Mississippi, this person was one of the 2 first gray shirts here in this area. It wasn't until this deployment that I truly appreciated everything that she does. The other thing that, more importantly, that I learned from this person, probably more than anybody up till now with my experience with TR, is they have shown me more about the TR culture than just about anybody. The type of people who we volunteer with, the personal sacrifices folks make at home, and the joy that they bring to us and with us. So I was given this by a fine gentleman, John Norwood, my first saw boss, and when he handed it to me, he said, "You find somebody worthy to pass it on to," and I have found that person. So, Doc, I appreciate you. This is for you. Thank you for teaching me about TR, and thank you for your friendship. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I actually met Kevin, I believe it was his very first day on the ground in Fort Myers, Florida. First day, first operation he ever stepped into. I mean, I've seen since then he's been trained in roof tarping. He's a sawyer now. That's amazing. He's actually a true gray shirt. Y'all caught me off guard a little bit. Most of y'all know me. A lot of y'all know some of my background. But this whole experience with like Roku and everything, these guys are family now. I love every single one of these guys. Most of them have actually been in my house. So there's that. I love you guys, and y'all are like an extension of our family now. It's actually cool to see the change in Kevin. I don't think that people really notice the change that Team Rubicon makes in the actual person. Like, you have a whole like soul shift. They're better people for being here. Not that he was a bad person to begin with, obviously. Having known him through pretty much this entire process has been really cool, really eye-opening, and I'm super stoked to see what he does with Team Rubicon in the future. I appreciate everything y'all have done and everything that you continue to do to kind of bring TR to the masses, to like really put out what we do. So I just appreciate y'all also. Thank y'all.
I am about to leave after 6 months of deploying during what TR calls the blue sky period. As April comes to an end and we start May, the gray sky season begins for Team Rubicon, which means that the hurricanes are coming. TR's work is sort of never done. So bring on the gray skies, I guess. They do send you home eventually. They do make you change your socks. So I'm being sent home. Be ready to go when the gray skies start.